Hey there, welcome back to another tip of the week. And today I'm talking to the people who want to create videos because you're an online tutor, because you're a vlogger, because you're a YouTuber, a Vimewer. Is Vimewer a word? I don't know. Whatever reason you want to create videos. And I'm going to tell you about 3 great tools that you can use to edit videos. So I'm a Udemy instructor, like you know, if you've been watching me here. I have my courses on Udemy, and I'm part of the Udemy community of teachers. And I see this question a lot there from newcomers and even from people who are there a while and want to change their editing tool. Which editing tools are good? Now, I come from video editing. I worked in the audiovisual industry. I was an editor and a producer. So when I started creating my online courses, I already had experience in this area. I already knew software. I already knew stuff. Problem was, I knew all this stuff with a huge budget, which I didn't have a huge budget. Okay, so I had to go and see what I could do with my budget. And I've been thinking a lot about this, and I talk a lot about this in the course I'm creating for online tutors, which is editing workflow for online tutors. And when I'm gonna talk and teach about screencasting software, editing software, and stuff like that, so that people who want to start creating online classes, they can start quickly, get a jump start on that without having to waste a lot of time learning all these complicated software, all the aspects of this complicated software, instead of learning only what they need. So because of that, I've been talking a lot about editing software, and I've been researching that. I'm going to start with the one I use. The one I use is Adobe Premiere. Okay, I'm going to open here Adobe Premiere. Adobe Premiere is a really good professional software for editing tools. You're going to get a really great refinement on your cuts. You're going to get good color grading. You're going to be able to apply effects. And together with Adobe After Effects and Audition, you're going to be able to do animations, and you're going to be able to treat your audio. The downside of Adobe Premiere is that Adobe Premiere is paid and is not exactly super cheap. Okay, the Adobe products are not exactly super cheap. Here you have Adobe Premiere open. You can see here I have a timeline. I have my projects here, and this is great because all I have to do, if I organize my files, all I have to do here is come here and drag a folder complete here to my projects, and these will import my folders. You see here with subfolders will be imported too. So if I organize my assets well, then I can just import them all at once super easily. I have a lot of control here. You can see on my effects, I have a lot of effects, okay, that I can apply. I have essential graphics, which is great. You'll see, for instance, I have these. My intro is actually what's called an essential graphic. That means that this intro, I made this on After Effects, and I exported this as an essential graphic, allowing me some kind of editing, you see. So in this case, I can change here my text, okay? So I did this one time in After Effects, and when I come and I place my essential graphic here, and I can just come here and change the title, for instance. So I have a lot of good tools here. I have a lot of personalization I can do here. I'm showing this to you, but usually what I have, okay, is I'm going to open this because I have 2 screens, and I have this here, Adriana. And usually what I use in my 2 screens, I have my monitor really big so that I can see my video really big, and then I have my timeline here super big with my effects super big here, because I can move this around however I want to. I can really personalize my workspace. This is really good. I really like Adobe Premiere. Another reason I use Adobe Premiere instead of, for instance, DaVinci Resolve, which I'm going to talk now. I'm going to talk in sequence. Why do I use Premiere instead of DaVinci Resolve? I don't have a really good graphics card. My computer is old, okay, it's 5 years old, and my graphics card isn't that great. And DaVinci Resolve needs a good graphics card. Premiere, on the other hand, needs a little bit of VRAM in your graphics card. It's going to be there in the specifications, but can actually run with a so-and-so card. So my computer isn't like the best computer out there, but Premiere runs pretty nicely. I don't get stuck a lot. Of course, and every now and then I get stuck because that's computers for you. You can have the best computer ever, you're going to get stuck. You're going to have a freeze, but that does not happen often, okay, with Adobe Premiere. So that's why I like this. I can have a professional tool with a computer that's not super, super powerful. I need a minimum. My computer has 16 gigabytes RAM, has 2 terabytes of hard drive, and has 2 gigabytes of VRAM, and has a dedicated graphics card. Is an i7 quad core from 5 years ago. So you see that it's also not a super slow computer. It's not a Chromebook. You're not going to be able to use Adobe Premiere in a Chromebook. But it's also not the best out there, and I can still use Adobe Premiere really well. And I can have all that color correction, effects, everything. The next one I'm going to show you is DaVinci Resolve. They have DaVinci Resolve 16 currently, and DaVinci Resolve is great because DaVinci Resolve is one, also in my opinion, DaVinci Resolve and Premiere, they're both equally good. The big difference between the two is DaVinci Resolve concentrates everything in one single software, so you have animation, audio treatment, color correction, everything in the same software, whereas with Adobe Premiere, you're going to have to use the other Adobe products like Adobe After Effects and Adobe Audition for audio. But they also work very well together. You'll see that there's a very good integration between the three, so you don't always have to export your stuff. You don't actually have to export. Sometimes you just save stuff and it's already there at your disposal on Premiere. But you have to have three different software opened. Whereas in DaVinci Resolve, the animation and the audio treatment, they're all in the same software with Fusion and audio treatment. Like I said, DaVinci Resolve has what's a great advantage of DaVinci Resolve, but to me ended up being a great disadvantage. The great advantage of DaVinci Resolve is DaVinci Resolve works with GPU memory instead of CPU memory, which is the graphics card memory. So you need a really good graphics card. But if you have to use DaVinci Resolve, I didn't have a really good graphics card, so DaVinci Resolve froze for me and kept complaining of lack of GPU memory and couldn't do stuff because of that. But if you have a really good graphics card, the fact that DaVinci Resolve uses your graphics card is great because that means that your video is going to render faster. You're going to be able to see effects being applied faster. You're going to be able to monitor your video faster. So that's why I say that's an advantage. Problem is, if you don't have a good graphics card, you can't run that. But if you have a good graphics card, that's an advantage of DaVinci Resolve. Another advantage of DaVinci Resolve is that they have both a paid and a free version. And unlike many software where the free version doesn't have a lot of the features, DaVinci Resolve's free version pretty much has all the editing features of DaVinci Resolve paid version. What's the difference? The DaVinci Resolve paid version exports in 4K, which the DaVinci Resolve free version does not. The DaVinci Resolve free version imports, so you can edit. If your raw video is in 4K, that's okay. You're going to be able to import. You're going to be able to edit that. But then when you're going to export your video, you're going to be able to export at a maximum of 1080p, which is full HD, okay? So you won't be able to export your video. Your final video won't be able to be in 4K. And the second one is the capacity to connect to a server to work in a team, to work sharing your work. So if you have the paid version, they have a server feature where you can connect. Instead of having the files in your computer, you're going to connect to a server and more than one person can be working remotely on that same project, on that same file. So that's another feature that's only of the paid version. But if you don't need those two features, then the DaVinci Resolve free version is more than enough for you. So that's why I said their Premiere and DaVinci Resolve are both really good. They both have professional tools. They both have color correction, effects, audio treatment, animation. You have some animation in Adobe Premiere, but most of the animation you're going to use is in After Effects. So you're going to use DaVinci Resolve that has the advantage of having everything in one software. Premiere, you're going to need Audition and Adobe and After Effects together. Okay, so you're probably going to buy the Adobe Suite, Creative Suite, instead of just Premiere alone. And DaVinci Resolve uses the graphics card memory. So if you have a good graphics card, you get really good performance. DaVinci Resolve has, if you're coming from other editing tools, like simpler editing tools or even professional tools like Final Cut, you're used to doing animations and stuff in a layered manner, with layers, and applying color correction, stuff like that on layers. DaVinci Resolve, all the color correction, the animation, all the audio treatment, all that stuff is done with something called nodes. So there's a little bit of a learning curve there. You're going to have to learn how to use the nodes. The Blackmagic Design website has training, okay? And you can find training out there. I haven't had a lot of luck of finding updated training, full training, you know. I've found training that I found videos that tell me the difference between DaVinci Resolve 14 and 15 and 15 and 16, but I haven't actually found a DaVinci Resolve tutorial from beginning to end, you know. And I really mean from beginning to end, not just if you find one that says beginning to end and it's 90 minutes top or 10 minutes, worst 10 minutes, is not beginning to end. It's just showing you the features, okay? But it's not actually teaching you how to use them. That's a tutorial for DaVinci Resolve that's going to really teach you everything is going to be hours long, okay? Many, many hours long, because there's a lot of stuff to learn. And the same for Premiere. A Premiere tutorial that teaches you everything in Premiere is going to be hours long. But you don't necessarily need everything sometimes, okay? Maybe you don't need everything. So I've had a hard time finding a complete tutorial for DaVinci Resolve 16. Premiere is more updated. I don't know why that is, but that's been my experience. Here's the detail. Sometimes you don't need to know everything, okay? Maybe just knowing a little part is more than enough for you to use this software. So for instance, in this course I'm making, I'm doing exactly that. I went and I learned everything, but I don't actually use everything when creating my online courses. So I summarized what's needed for editing online courses so that I can show my students just what they need instead of everything. Because like I said, these are two professional tools, okay? So I'm using this for online courses, but Marvel is also using, I don't know if Marvel uses this, but for instance, Marvel could use this same software to create an Avengers movie. And it's a bit different what you need for one and for the other, okay? So, but these two are two great software, two professional software going to give you a really good professional look to your videos. But these two software have a problem. They need your computer to have a minimum, okay, of processing power, of RAM memory, of VRAM, and a minimum of hard drive, because yes, videos are big files, okay? So you're gonna need a lot of storage space. Let's say you don't have a lot of storage space, you don't have a powerful computer. Let's say you have something simple like a Chromebook. So I can't edit videos? Of course you can. This is my third suggestion is WeVideo. WeVideo is a service, is a online editing service. That means that you're gonna be using the software online. So you're gonna upload your raw footage and you're gonna edit on their tool online. You're gonna create an account. You're gonna log in. and you're going to upload your videos, you're going to edit your videos, you're going to apply your effects, and then you're going to export your videos, everything online. So that's going to be done on the WeVideo servers, and the WeVideo servers are the ones with the processing power and the RAM memory and all that stuff. So that's a huge advantage for people who don't have a good computer. The disadvantage is that you have to be connected, okay? You have to be online. If you're not online, if your internet is down, you won't be able to edit. You won't be able to upload your videos. You won't be able to export your videos. And that's the reason I don't use WeVideo, because, well, my internet, I don't know how things are in your country. My internet is a fast internet when it's working. Okay? Lately, I have to say that I've been going for a few months without a crash in the internet, so fingers crossed. But the fact is that, especially at the end of the year, I don't know what happens. People get crazy. People get, Christmas is coming, vacation is coming, and people start working on vacation system where I don't really want to work, but I'm here. So if something crashes, it takes a lot of time to get fixed, and people are online buying stuff. So the internet crashes a lot at the end of the year. But that's the problem. If your internet crashes, then you can't work with WeVideo. But if you have a good internet, if you have an internet that's fast, okay, you want broadband, okay, you want fast broadband, fiber optics, fast internet. I have 100 megabytes per second here of internet speed. That's what you want, okay? You don't want 10, you don't want 20, you want 100 and more if you can. If I had money, I'd have more. There is available. My internet provider has been sending me stuff about getting faster internet, but yeah, I can't do that. Right now, I don't have the money. But that's what you want. You want really fast. You don't want to be on your Wi-Fi. You want to be connected, plugged in with the cable, okay? Because you're going to want to be able, you don't want to get stuck because your internet is low, okay? But other than that, if you have good internet, your computer can be a crappy computer. You'll be able to edit a lot, and you'll be able to save there. They have here the pricing. They have plans, okay? They have a free version, but the free version is practically just for you to test, because it doesn't have the premium editing features that you're going to need to be able to edit well, to be able to treat your audio, to be able to apply effects and stuff like that. They only have 1 gigabyte of cloud storage. That's almost nothing if you're talking about videos. And 5 minutes of publish time. Publish time doesn't mean actually publishing to YouTube or Vimeo or something. It means exporting your video, okay? Even if you're exporting your video to just your computer, that's called publishing time. So you're going to be able to export a maximum of 5 minutes a month of video. And you don't want that. Actually, if you're serious about exporting, you're going to be exporting a lot more. So you want unlimited upwards. And you want unlimited storage too, because again, 20 gigabytes is almost nothing for videos. Here on the tip of the week, I already use more than this. Okay. Also, video resolution is going to depend on, again, unlimited upwards. You're going to be able to go full HD and 4K, but power and free are going to be really low resolutions. You're going to be HD here, 720p. It's not bad, but nowadays you want more than that. And you have a lot of other features. A good feature that I like from WeVideo is that you can, these plans here, some of these plans also give you access to their video and image stock. So you can, maybe you need an image, maybe you need a video for your video, and you can check out their stock video, their stock footage. See, you have here from professional upwards, you have here unlimited use of 1 million pieces of commercially licensed media. That's great, maybe for you to use. If you buy this creative suite, there's an option where you can already buy for Adobe Stock, so that you can have access to Adobe Stock. It's not unlimited, okay? So like a number of stock per month and stuff like that, but you also have that option. And that can be very useful. These are the 3 software I suggest, okay? My favorite is Premiere because it's the one I use, but but these are 3 good options, and you're gonna have to check out your requirements, what you have and what would be best for you. But these are really good options to start, okay? So I hope this helped, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And I'm hoping to have that course that's going to be in English for editing workflow for online tutors course that's going to be in English up until the end of the year. I'm hoping if nothing happens. And when that happens, I'm going to place here a link on the description with a discount to the course, okay? When that happens. But anyway, I'm going to also launch a video here with the launch, explaining the course and explaining the launch of the course. So if you subscribe to the channel, or if you subscribe to my newsletter, because I'm going to also let people know over there, if you subscribe to one of the 2 or maybe the 2, you'll get a notification when the course is up, okay? So see you next week with another tip.